Bam. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here, sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. Welcome to the Crypto Livers Show, baby. As we get into it, we break it down. Bitcoin getting a nice pump back to the upside. And honestly, we're going to break it down and show you what I'm looking at today. I haven't been opening up any futures trade today. I haven't been hard on Bitcoin. I've been taking my time. I've been taking my time each step of the way, kind of just waiting for bigger confirmation for a bigger trade. I want to see Bitcoin get above 42,000, really. That's my key area of support or resistance. We're going to talk about it. We're going to break it down. I'm going to show you what I see happening. I definitely had a short, right? I wasn't, this morning I said, hey, I like to go short. I didn't open up a short, and I wasn't short at the moment, but I said the probability is likely that we're going to go to the downside. And I'll be honest with that. You know what I mean? At the same time, this morning, I saw this inverted head and shoulder. We started to work our way up, and when you get above a 200 SMA, that's what I always look for. I look for price action to close a candle. Once this green candle closed above the 200 SMA, you're looking for a move to the upside. That's just how it is. 15-minute also sniped us at the last second. It was a 7-minute short squeeze. Look, the 7-minute was low. You were in a flag. Bang, bang, bang. I was working out at the time, but I may have put this out. This is what I look for. Someone even this last night in my trading group said, what time frame works best for BOOKMAP? And I said, man, the 7-minute is deadly. You know, the 1 hour will be overbought, showing signs you're going to break down. All the time frames will be overbought. I even looked at this as kind of a shoulder, a head, and a right shoulder, even though it looked a little weird. I said, man, that could possibly be an inverted head and shoulder. So once we got above the 200 SMA on the 15-minute, we got that pump to the upside. I'm not saying I made that call. I wasn't, firmly on it like I was the last couple of days. So, because sometimes they come out and I'm like, I called that pump to the upside. I did not call that pump. I was looking for a short last night, but I didn't. I want to make it really clear. I did not open up the short. I didn't, Bitcoin tends to act pretty funny. Let's break down to see what happened for Bitcoin. But the probability to me was short because you could not get above a previous resistance and support. You're still not back above 42K. As great as this move is, we're not back above 42,000. Until we get back above 42,000, bam, you know what I mean? And I always dress like this on Fed Day, just to make it clear, just so you know. The red tie doesn't mean I believe Bitcoin's going to dump. I just dress like this on Fed Day, every Fed Day. Normally, I would be showing you Jerome Powell's speech, and we'd be going over it together, breaking it down. So look, at the 7-minute still has gas, and that's a 7-minute flag. I play this all the time, the 7-minute short squeeze to the upside. Bang, 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 bang. BOOKMAP, I can't, I don't know why my liquidation indicators are not working. We got to get this figured out as soon as humanly possible because it looks kind of weird. You know what I mean? Anyway, so we're looking, this would have been a massive liquidation, and I can see them. I know what they are, and I know when they happen. But here, we would have seen accounts getting liquidated, and now, are we going all the way back to 42,000? Let's take a look for BTC. But right, and again, even BOOKMAP had, all those orders below us to the downside negated. Just because BOOKMAP says it's going there doesn't always, about 10% of the time, it doesn't play out. Very, very rare. Most likely, it always goes towards the bigger liquidity zone, but not every time. And we still may go down there. We may just be coming up a little bit, and then we still may go further to the downside, all right? I still see 42.5, though, as an area close enough to give us a little bit of gobble there. It's a yellow zone. It's kind of getting up there. We could get to 42,500 before we get a deeper pullback. Beautiful short squeeze for Bitcoin to the upside. And remember, if you bought Bitcoin on the low like I did, those red days pay off. You know what I mean? This also has some type of Adam and Eve double bottom going for it, in a way. Kind of started looking at that last night before I went to bed. I said, man, that's kind of Adam and Eve. I'm going to be honest with you. It was a very confusing price. It's very confusing price action. You know what I mean? Very confusing. In a long time, Bitcoin hasn't been this confusing in a long time. Like, it made a horrible falling wedge that made no sense, right? It got all jambled. Like, it fell down, came tight. Then it was in like a descending triangle, in ascending triangle. It's still not back above 42K. I'm still not, so in love with this move. All right. Let's delete all the moving averages. Let's take a look. Let's start with the weekly and go from the beginning to the end here for Bitcoin and break down what I see happening for BTC. And remember, I'm not the guy that claims to know it all. I'm not the guy that hits it every single time. I'm the guy that shows up every single day, and most of the time I get it pretty right. I never claim to be perfect. I never claim to be the greatest thing since sliced bread. Some people try to hold me to that, try to make me act like that. It's just kind of crazy. You know what I mean? I'm simply just a guy that shows up every single day and does the best that I can. There's no way that I'm 100%, and I don't always hit it every single time. I do pretty good, and there's days when I go on insane streaks, like I'm right for like literally 2 weeks straight, and it happens. And that's why when I'm not like on point for a couple days, I'm always like, what? You know, I get angry, but it is what it is. I'm not a robot, you know, and I can't be a robot even if I wanted to be. All right. So anyway, breaking it down, I've been looking at the 5-day because the 5-day has this resistance right here, which makes the most sense for me for Bitcoin. We got candle bodies right to this area, wicked. We even wicked right up. You can even see it's like right there, but that's a resistance on the 5-day chart that we hit. Now, I'm going to go back to the same stuff that I say, all right? As long as the 200 SMA and price action stays above it on the 5-day, we're good to go. As long as the 5-day, you know, even if the 5-day stays above, look, this little, see that push up right there? I mean, that's a beautiful support at 40,453. We came all the way down and wicked right down to about 40,300, and we so far have gotten wicked back to back above it. The 21 coming to the 200 SMA is a very, very bullish sign. You're getting a front run of a golden cross there too as well, all right? The 3-day chart. So this is what I'm saying. Like, we have to come back to the 21-day moving average. This would be beautiful if we do something like this. We consolidate, and then we're still on like Donkey Kong for our bigger moves. No bigger pullback. So here's the deal. Everyone that says this is like a bearish market and this is just a dead cat bounce and we're going to head to lower lows, that can't happen unless we break the 200 SMA on the 5-day chart, period. And what would happen first is the 200 would be crossing other moving averages. You wouldn't see the 21 crossing above it. This does not happen when you're getting ready for a dump. When you're getting ready for a dump, the 21 crosses below the 200 SMA. You see this? When you see the 21 curving up to the 200, that's telling you that a month from now, you're likely going to be higher than you are right now. Very, very likely. You can go look right here. The 21 was curving up. A month from now, you were way higher than you were before. Boom, boom, boom. So I'm looking at the 5-day chart to consolidate here. This could take 5 days. This would be beautiful. If we get sideways price action for Bitcoin, it's going to skyrocket altcoins to an amazing level. So we're looking for that. Shout out to everybody here on the live. 175 likes, 730 people on the live. Let me get the likes up to the watchers. I would greatly appreciate it. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Let's go. Like, this ain't a sideshow. You know what I mean? This is the real deal right here. Let's put the lemon into the water. Let's decalcify the pineal gland. Let's get it moving. Every single day is the day to change your life. Every single day is the day to go after what you know you should be doing. Make it happen. Make it happen. Make it happen. Stop waiting for someone to give you an opportunity and make the opportunity. The energy is undeniable, and that's why I show up every day. Thank you, Sam. Shout out to Royal Canadian. Bear Force in the house. Take off the shoes as you enter the Lifer show. Amen. You know, eat the food, man. Eat the food that my wife laid out. Drinking that lemon water. Nothing better than water, man. Stay hydrated, stay fresh, stay ready to go. Stay blessed. You know what I mean? People drinking, who drank alcohol before they went to bed last night? Worst thing you could have been doing for yourself or for your body, for your mind, for your soul, for your spirit. Get rid of it. Get rid of the alcohol. I'm telling you right now, it'll change your life. So, I know the stochastics are high. I know the RSI is high. But we just need sideways consolidation while these reset. And so I still see a sideways consolidation as long as we stay above the 200 SMA on the 5-day chart. We have nothing to worry about. No worries. And look, the daily reset, and there's also a hidden bullish divergence on the daily. I want to talk about that. This is swinging down while this is swinging up. That tells us that we will have a bigger move to the upside for Bitcoin, all right? That tells us we have a bigger move to the upside for Bitcoin, all right? And Bitcoin is likely going to make a big, large move further to the upside, all right? I like MEXC. MEXC is the place to be, all right? When I'm trading MEXC, I take a look at it. And again, this is how much I believe, how much conviction I have on that move for Bitcoin. I'm going to put 20 grand into Bitcoin right now. $20,000 right now in front of you. Watch this, $20,000, right? On that daily low volume. $20,000 into Bitcoin right now. Look at this. I'm buying 20 grand worth of Bitcoin. A half a Bitcoin right now in front of you. 20 grand. Look at this. Boom, I hit the button. Just bought $20,000 worth of Bitcoin. Did it fill yet? Hold on. We want to make sure this fills in front of you. We want this to be the real deal here. 57, 20,000 on that hidden bullish divergence on the daily. All right. 20 grand worth of Bitcoin. Bang. Look, order filled. See that? 19,99990. Look at that. Look at that. Trade history. Taker. Look, 0 fees. How about buying thousands of dollars worth of Bitcoin without a fee? I mean, that's insane, right? Without paying a fee. So I'm looking at this daily, and it's looking to me, we got hidden bullish divergence, which tells us that we're going to go up sideways and eventually make a high above this high to the upside. So far, so good for Bitcoin. We're starting to hold this level and show that this may be a bounce for BTC off the 5-day support zone. All right. And then we can consolidate here. And what would be great is this would take like 2 to 3 weeks, maybe even a month of consolidation. And then January, February would come around. We'd get a massive move up to $64,000. This is the bullish scenario. Now I will switch bearish. If we come down, we'll test this level at 36,000. We lose it. We lose the 5-day 200 SMA. And then we're going to start, then at that point, it's going to be pretty bearish. At the same time, I just don't see that happening based on what the moving averages are telling me, but anything is possible. I'm open-minded. I'm open-minded. All right? I want a hot on Lifer's private island. You're there, baby. You're there. Let's talk about BEAMX. I jumped into BEAMX, and I'm up greatly on it. I'm super excited about the position that I entered into on BEAMX. We're going to break that down in a second for you. We've been on the top of the hottest coins in the game. We got into CAS before everybody else. We really did. I can honestly say that. We got into GFAL before anyone else even mentioned it. We were getting into GFAL. We were getting into, let's talk about it. We were getting into, what coins are on the Joystream before anyone talked about it, right? I gave you Injector Protocol at $1. It's now at 26 bucks. I mean, there is so many massive gains here. Lifer, you know, I wear a red tie on Fed Day. Yeah, on Fed Day and when I believe price action will go down. So don't get confused. It's just Fed Day. It's a Fed Day red tie. Yeah. It's not an actual message of a red tie. Yeah. And I do have some red ties that I actually like. BEAMX, not Beam. You're looking for BEAMX, the merit circle creation. You know what I mean? So right now, this looks pretty good in the daily. Very oversold in the 22-hour time frame. The 22 also has that hidden bullish divergence, telling us that the trend will continue to the upside. Whenever you have swing low to the upside, and nothing comes in the middle, you have a downtrend on the RSI, you're likely to continue to the upside and break this high. That's called hidden bullish. The last 3 times we used hidden bullish, it played out for us absolutely beautifully. The 3-day one there, the 8-hour run right there. We really haven't seen it this big until right now. Hidden bullish tells us we will break the trend inside of the divergence to the upside. All right? And it doesn't mean it's all gravy right now. You know, the 4-hour doesn't look amazing. Okay? But we have momentum to the upside. We broke out of a descending triangle. I mean, that's a bearish sign. That's only Bitcoin does it. Of all the assets I've seen in the world, and this could be a bull trap. We might come back inside and then dump to the downside. Here's the bearish scenario. The bearish scenario is that we come back inside of this descending triangle in the next 5 to 7 hours, 8 hours. We make another. We're red. We end up in here. If we end up back here, we're going to dump back down to the 200 SMA on the 4-hour time frame. Look at though, we bounced off the 200 SMA on the 2-hour. See that? The 2-hour never let us lose the 200 SMA. It held us down pretty nicely. And now we can get tight moving averages. A 21 curving up is a good sign too as well for price action to continue to the upside. However, we're at a local resistance here. And I kept talking about it, 42,000. If we can't get back above 42K, expect more downside. And then we have a major resistance at 43,159. You can see that his previous support becomes resistance at about 43,000, 43,050 for Bitcoin. So beautiful short squeeze. We got the move to the upside. The 7-minute inverted head and shoulder did play out. Look at that shoulder, head, right shoulder. And then this little flag here, boom, to the upside on low stochastics to the upside. I wish I had caught it. I was working out. I don't catch every single move. I try to. I attempt to catch every single Bitcoin move that could happen that day. But it doesn't happen every single time. Shout out to the 927 people on the live. 273 likes. Thank you for jumping on into the live. Thank you for being here. We greatly appreciate you and we love you. Okay. 1 minute head and shoulder playing. If you're on the live, you're at the right place at the right time. Shout out to Crypto Bear Baker. Shout out to everybody here. Who here woke up with love in their hearts? Who here put a 1 in the comment section if you woke up with love in your heart? I'm going to start with the 1 right now. Who here woke up with love in their hearts, believing they could do anything they believe they could do? Who believes they are the opportunity? It's not outside. It's not the world. It's not someone that's going to come hand you something. You're going to create it from the very beginning. We'll take a look at Inspect. I appreciate you. Thank you for bringing that. Dana Schwartz. We'll take a look at Inspect. Sui Pad looks interesting to me. Look, resistance, bounce, 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 bounce. It's a key area of support of resistance. If it loses the point of control, fine, it may lose. But the fact that it's sitting on this point of control, this trend line, and has a lot of support, tells me we could see Sui further up to about 78 not too long from now. So I'm looking for Sui to possibly get a bit of a bounce. I don't own any of this. I may not even trade it. It's just something that looks very interesting to me. I'd put an alert. I would watch Sui. Shout out to Robert Gray. Shout out to Daddy One. Shout out to everyone putting a 1 here in the comment section. Not everyone. We have 900 people. I don't see 900 ones. I want to see every single one of you put a 1 here. You didn't wake up in love, in light, and happiness, baby? Come on now. And if you didn't wake up in love, how about you start with love right now? When you press a 1, say, I am going to wake up. I am going to change my tune and begin to live in love today. I should see 930 people on the live. Every single one of you should hit a 1. Why would you be afraid of waking up in love? Why would you not want to wake up in love? Let's go, baby. Let's go. Love is the strongest frequency in the world. When you live with love, you cannot be denied. I say it all the time and I mean it. All right? I say it all the time and I mean it. Okay? Bitty Bitcoin coming back down to the 7-minute chart. Now the 7 minutes overbought. You're expecting a pullback now to the 21-day moving average. So here's the deal. You had a resistance here that you broke back above. You must stay above it for the rest of the day. 41,005 must hold for Bitcoin to remain bullish. If you cannot hold 41,500, expect more downside. Period. If you cannot hold 41,005, expect more downside. That's the one thing that I got to talk about, all right? So I'm watching this flag here for the 7-minute. If the 7-minute can make a nice flag, re-interact with the 21, there's a chance we could continue to the upside today. However, we have a major resistance at 42,000. If we can't break back above it, I don't care how bullish people are or whatever, it's nil. It's nil. So let's look at the smaller time frames now. I want to look at we'll look at the daily. Put that back. Let's get rid of this for a second here. And get rid of the divergence. And and this is all speculation, right? But look at those wicks on the daily. A lot of people felt like that was a good price to buy Bitcoin. Good entry, brand new perp exchange token. Trust me when I say this will fly. God bless. Jerry. Good entry. Interesting. Coin market cap. And we learn about a new coin every single day here on the channel, even sometimes 4 or 5. Good. I can't see it yet. I don't know what it is. Does CoinGecko have it? Sometimes I just double check. New coin out there. Where did you find it? How do you know about it? Pineapple, we have a gap above as well, yeah. Smash the smash. There's only one like button. Are you there? Amen. If this is the reversal, this long is about to go nuts. So, look at the daily buy pressure there. That's pretty strong. Off of the 21-day moving average. It's a very good sign. So the 4-hour, when I look at the 4-hour, and I attempt to make some sense of it, all I can do is do this. And we're in this falling wedge. There's nothing, my untraditional voice says this is the wedge here. See? And I've backtested this many times and played with the idea. You'll leave it both sides, but you'll stay inside it here. And then you broke out of the falling wedge. You know what I mean? That's my untraditional, my own trained eye, right? Now, that's that 7-minute flag. You don't stress that right now. But right now, strong coin on the 4-hour, strong move in the 4-hour. In 27 minutes, this 4-hour candle will close. It would be nice if it got above, resistance. It also, in my humble opinion, on the 4-hour resembles an Adam and Eve double bottom, which should break back up to this level to the upside too as well. So I'm seeing bullishness for Bitcoin. You breached this trend line. All right, that was holding us down. I mean, you got above the trend line. That's a breakout. As clear as day, that's a breakout on the 4-hour time frame. Like that. I mean, you broke out. Clear as day. You broke out of this falling wedge. It's not an amazing falling wedge, but it is what it is. Okay? It does have 2 or 3 touches. It does have 2 angles. It did break out. Adam and Eve double bottom to the upside tells me that Bitcoin gets to 44,000 and recovers pretty fast. All right? But you never know. Only time will tell. Okay? Only time will tell. Watching the 7-minute for a continuation flag here. This is what we want. We might even do a smaller time frame if it's very bullish. But because the Stokes are high, tell us that we may have to get a pullback here. The 1-minute looks interesting. So I'm watching basically the 1 through the 7 to see if we're going to get a reversal move to the upside here and get a massive short squeeze. Okay? Not a lot of liquidity to the upside for BOOKMAP, but it is what it is. You know what I mean? They're hiding out. They don't want to show us, but we do see 42K. But there's a buy. That's a big, it's a sell wall right there. We have 42.5 though and 42,006. They're starting to build some liquidity above us that's enticing price action. And it technically is the closest price action that we could get to. It would have to go way further to get the lower liquidity. So it does tell me that we can get to 42,500 for Bitcoin. AVAX and Doge, massive candles. Yeah. Lifer, bottom of your Adam and Eve is also wave 4, E-wave. Amen. Okay. Good energy. New perp exchange token. Trust me when I say this. Good entry. I mean, I don't trust anyone when they say anything. You know what I mean? Good entry. Oh, it was called Good Entry. Okay, goodentry.io. Let's take a look at it. A new coin on the radar. Make every entry a good entry. Protected perps native to Arbitrum. Enter the app. Interesting. So it's perp trading for Arbitrum. Arbitrum perp trading. Deposits and positioned openings are paused. Click to read more. Okay. All right, so it's a perp. And it's got a token called Good. Good token. Let's take a look at the contract address. It's on Arbitrum. All right. So it can be bridged to the Arbitrum ecosystem. We'll take a look at Dex Screener and see what's happening here. Paste in the contract address. We have good for USDC. Okay. Interesting. It is making a really nice ascending triangle. It's consolidating pretty nicely. It's a brand new coin. Nobody really knows about it. We may be some of the first people to get our hands on this puppy or know about it. Good entry. All right. Write it down. Pay attention. This is the one, or could be the one. Possible gains of 120% coming out of good entry. So I'm watching this one closely. Keep it on my radar. Something to think about. Brand new coin. Market cap is tiny. Let's take a look at that market cap. Where is it? Yeah, one fully diluted valuation. Max supply. Can't even really give you the market cap right now. Trading volume is 1 million on it, though. Fully dilution would be 6 million. The market cap's got to be like 1 million or less, Total supply, 150,000. Max supply, only 1 billion or 150 million. 1 billion. That's interesting. Not that big of a supply. Good entry. Camelot, Trader Joe, Uniswap, right? It's hard to grab. You're going to have to know where to grab this thing to get in on the lows. We could see this thing on MEXC in a month. That's what happens. You get it early. Again, this is it's very high risk. It's, considered a gamble at this point. I put in well I'm willing to lose on good entry, but it looks okay so far. I mean, not much to go on, right? Brand new coin. And we have, a little bit of a chart on it going sideways. Hasn't been sold off yet. Really isn't enough people even in it to sell it off. Look, it's all buys mainly. Some sells, but mainly most people buying this thing. Some people maybe got in at the very beginning or maybe got in private sale. I don't know if they were able to. Good entry. A brand new coin that we just found on the channel. Good, baby, good. And do your research. We'll look at it. We may be trading this on and off for the next year. I love how, and that's what happens. Then a year from now, someone will be on the live and they'll be like, can you look at good? And I'll look at it and I'll be like, man, I've known this coin since it first dropped. You know, Matic. I knew Matic when it IEO'd. I waited up that night on Binance for it to come out. 1 in the morning, it IEO'd. I remember when Matic had a huge dump one day out of nowhere and it collapsed to the downside. All right. If you're just with us, my name's Sam Price. I just bought a half a Bitcoin in front of everyone based off hidden bullish divergence on the daily. I wanted to show you how much I trust that daily bullish divergence. Hidden bullish. I'm in. I'm all in, baby. I'm all in. I bought a half a Bitcoin, $20,000 I just put down in front of everybody here based on the hidden bullish divergence on BTC. All right. And we will go from there and see what happens. But you can see I put my money where my mouth is. I love my BTC. I grab up Bitcoin when it's, right now, anything below 50K is an absolute steal. So if you're just coming into the channel, we're watching the 7 and the 15. We're seeing if they can make some type of flag. So far, the 1 minute is attempting to break out here to the upside. The target would take us to 42,564. Liquidity is there on BOOKMAP, suggesting that we can go higher to the upside. All right. Love learning. I tried to bring you up last night. We would love to hear you speak your positivity. Amen. Total breakout. Bring her up last night for what? Total breakout, retest dips. Redman, what were you guys? Because I feel left out now. I'm like, what were you guys doing? You know what I mean? I tried to bring you up last night. Bring you up. Oh, during like a screen share or something? Live for Beam, booming. I know, baby, I know. And look at Bitcoin pumping to the upside. I got in at what? On that 41.8 level. Let's see this thing moving. Brand new coins. We find new coins every day on this channel. We give you all coins that are about to pump. We find the moves to the upside. Bang, bang, bang. Billy Goat. Amen. Yeah, I'll be honest, last night, I had to take care of the kids. Hey, Super Crypto Lifer, can you have a look at gas, please? God bless you. Love from Paris. Shout out to the 20 pound from Paris, my man. Holding me down all the way from Paris. My man from Paris, holding me down. Thank you so much for the $47 in chat revenue. 1,062 people on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. I appreciate each and every one of you for being here. Shout out to the channel sponsors, ITrust Capital. We love you. We appreciate all the sponsorship from ITrust Capital. And that's where you can move your IRA, Roth IRA, into a tax-free holding account, which I find absolutely amazing. All right? Shout out to ITrust Capital for holding us down. We really appreciate you. Shout out to BingX, the only place you can really trade the S&P, Forex, and Bitcoin all in the same place. You can't do it anywhere else. And shout out to the PALAU ID, RNS IDs, man. Web3 digital ID. Get in today. Figure it out. Stop being put out. We figured out a way to do what we love to do, which is trade altcoins all around the world. So get yourself a PALAU ID. Become a digital Web3 resident. All right? You're able to stay there for 180 days straight, too, if you want. A beautiful island. The Republic of Palau. Beautiful place. Check it out. Get yourself a PALAU ID. I got mine. It's really right here in my hand. I'm telling you right now, this thing will blow your mind. It does take about a month to get. And I was able to KYC and get everything right on KuCoin. Unbelievable. So check it out. Get in today. Figure out what's happening. Don't get left behind. Get yourself a legal RNS ID. The only thing is you do have to put your face in there. It does connect your face. I will tell you that. That's a little shady, but if you're willing, if you, for the rest of your life, don't plan on doing anything shady, then what are you trying to hide? That's how I look at it. I'm going to live by God, do the right thing, and be a good person. So, I do like my privacy. I'm not saying I don't want privacy. I'm not one of those people that wants to give my government everything. But I'm willing to be open-minded, and I'm willing, if I have nothing to hide, I don't want to be harassed. So I'm willing to do the right thing any single time I can when it comes to crypto. All right? Snack on the move. Snack just continues to make a move. Look at this inverted head and shoulder. Something's brewing here for Bitcoin. I like what I'm seeing on the 7 and the 1 and the 5 for a pump back to the upside. We got to get back above 42K, though. This is resistance. We're right below for BTC right now. All right? Pump it, baby. Pump it. Powell is my friend, right? Now, welcome to the new lifers. You're in the correct place at the right time. Shout out to all the new lifers here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. I appreciate each and every one of you for being here. And let's take a look at the fan funding, all the beautiful people that send in super chats every single day. We love you. Jerry, who gave us good. And we went over it. We talked about it. We found a brand new coin. Jerry, thank you so much. See what Jerry did? That happens every day on this channel. Someone sends in a super chat for a new coin. All right. The time needs a poll. I lost. You're funny. Hey, please do an analysis on Inspect. Thank you. We'll take a look at Dana. Thank you so much for bringing that up. I like that coin. It's actually pretty hot. Can we look at SUDO? Okay. And shout out to Tori, Jerry, Dana Schwartz, Glenn Baker, Small Whale. Can we please check out Beam? Oh, I can't wait to look at Beam. I'm in it, and it's booming to the upside. And Rod. Thank you, brother. Good analysis. And then he sends another $4.99 and makes a good joke. God bless you, man. Thank you so much for the love. And that's the type of people that I want to be around. These are the type of people I want to spend my time with. Amazing, awesome, really cool people. People that are, willing to make a joke. People that are willing to laugh. People that want to stay positive every single day. I love it. Hey, Super Crypto Lifer, can you take a look at gas, please? So we got to look at gas. We got to look at Beam, SUDO, Inspect, all right, and TIE. No, I'm just... So let's take a look at it. As Bitcoin stays inside this little flag, we want to wait to see if the 15-minute and the 7 can reset for a bigger move to the upside. But you got above the 200 SMA on the 15-minute. That's usually a really big sign of bullishness. Once you get above the 200 SMA on the 15, you're looking to get above the 200 SMA on the 30. You're likely now to pump up to this 200 SMA. Our next target is somewhere between 42,397 and 42,500, all right? And we also got to break above this resistance here. As you can clearly see on the 30-minute chart, it's about 42K, 42,040. Resistance. We got to get back above that to remain bullish. If we never break back above 42K, expect more downside for Bitcoin. It is what it is, okay? Found you some days ago. Sorry for your loss. Keep it strong. If you are amazing. Can you share a short-term entry to AVAX? Looking for spot. And again, I'm not a financial advisor. Nothing I say you should be taken as financial advice. I'll just go over the technical analysis. I don't know if I'm going to give you an actual entry, but I'll take a look at the technical analysis. And shout out to the first super chat ever from Nicholas Arena. Please look at HBAR breaking out. We'll take a look at HBAR as it begins to break out too as well on the channel. So we see what's happening for Bitcoin. We got Bitcoin in a pretty good place. We're watching it on the 1-minute chart inside of this flag. So far, so good. A bit of a shoulder ahead and a right shoulder as it attempts to continue to pump to the upside for Bitcoin. Let's move forward and take a look at our baby BeamX USDT as it continues to rip faces off the market and just continue to just absolutely go bananas. I mean, this thing is on a tear. I got in down here inside this channel. I thought it looked pretty good to me, and it continued to rip to the upside. Shout out to my Beam people. Unbelievable what Beam has been doing. And again, just by being around, I've been making massive gains in the market. Double ups, 100%, 200%. I'm expecting 100% gains almost every time I hit the market now because it just keeps happening. It's absolute insanity. Now, you would say Beam must be getting a pullback at this point. I mean, it pumped out of this flag. Beautiful flag pump. Measured move is the length of the base of this previous pole. And that's where you're going. Look at this. It's like 6 hours straight of Beam greenness. That's insanity. And with Bitcoin bouncing back, things looking pretty interesting. How much higher can Beam go? I mean, if you look at on the bigger time frames, it has to come back down to the daily 21 SMA. You feel like it's getting too overbought. But look at the daily just getting started. The daily says it has legs to go, so I wouldn't get out until the Stokes curve on the daily here. This thing is continuing to go. The man, the myth, the light, the legend, the lifer. Shout out to Lazaro Alberto. We love you. We appreciate you. And we're here for you every single day because you guys are here for me every single day. It's been hard missing my mom. It's been hard losing my mother. It's been very difficult. There's days I want to retrace and really be kind of in my own head. There's days I don't want to be live and I don't want to be out. And I want to, but I realize that that's not who my mom was. And that's not going to get me anywhere in life if I recalcitrate, if I go back, if I go into that, I need to decalcify that pineal gland. I need more lemon water. I need more friends, more interaction. And it's the elite and my team. You all are keeping me going. I appreciate each and every one of you, everyone that supports me, everyone that's been with me, everyone that cares about my struggle. I care about your struggle. You are me and I am you. Together, we're going to make it out of this, and we're going to make it out the best humanly possible, and we're going to be rich as all heck when this is done. They tried so much to pull our Bitcoins from our hands throughout the entire bear market. They scared us. They did everything they could. They brought nuclear war on us. They did everything they could. Bitcoin continued to pump. They did FTX to us. They took down Binance. They did everything humanly possible. And what happened? It just made cryptocurrency even stronger. When something is already built resilient, its opposition is only going to make it look even stronger. Like chainmail, you know, it's already made to go against the sword. When the sword hits it, you find out that you can't get through. You know what I mean? Bitcoin is chainmail to the bank, man. They can't slice through it no matter how hard they try. Bitty Bitcoin. So I see Beam continuing. Bigger target is 0.25. At that point, we have to get some type of pullback. But wow, Beam just absolutely exploding to the upside. I'm wondering if I should take some profits or let it go. And you know, whenever you see a move like that, you're almost like, man, should I get more Beam for my buck? And BingX, interesting. If I were to sell all my Beam right now, $39.87. Wow, what a beautiful move for Beam. All right. Unbelievable. $4,000 worth of Beam. Who would have thought Beam was going to be the bigger gainer? And you know what? I find so many different coins, and I speculate on so many. You never know which is going to be the one. All right. We're speculating on this 1 minute flag here for Bitcoin. High risk as the Fed meeting comes in. I usually don't like to trade before a Fed meeting. If I see a setup so good, I'll take it. But I personally have been burned many times trading a Fed day, and so I just don't do it. And I make good amount of money whenever I have my own strategy planned out and things planned. So I'm like, why mess up my own strategy for crazy Fed day when I don't need to? So, but there has been days when I've seen a setup that just calls my name, you know. Please take a look at Dot. Despite the loss of your parents, you're still grinding. Truly inspiring. Thank you from England. What am I supposed to do? I know. I appreciate and thank you for the first super chat on the live stream from Dad and For Explorer. All right. Dad and For Explorer, man. Sounds like a cool YouTube channel I would like to check out. Please look at COREUM, cup and handle on the 2-day. All right. HBAR breaking out, someone asked. Let's take a look at HBAR. I see this getting to 2.5. You know, the thing about this is the daily says we still... Oh, was it the daily? 22 hours still says we have a little more room to go. What a massive pump to the upside. The biggest green candle the thing has had was today. Look at the size of that thing. Insanity. Absolute insanity. All right. Let's take a look at HBAR. If you have time, Lifer, can you look at BFC price? Thank you. What is BSC? BFC. Bitfrost, I think it was, right? Am I right? I used to trade that coin on and off. So the last time I put it out, I said, here's your buy box right down there at the 786 Fibonacci level. And look, it bounced off that 786. It took a while, let's be honest. I mean, that was back at November 7th. It took a month and a few days, you know? A month and 6 days to go 39%. That's okay. Could have done better. It bounced off the 618. Looks okay. You know, Bitfrost. Yeah, about the same. It's small volume on KuCoin. I don't know. I'd have to believe in this project long term. You know, I just wanted to point out it did hit a 786. It did bounce off the 786 exactly like it was supposed to. But I'll be honest, this coin doesn't really do it for me. Every once in a while, you know, like price action is just pretty weird. It took forever to make 39%. Maybe it makes you a huge gain and goes to the upside. Maybe you know more about it. I'm not much about, you know, this coin doesn't really do much for me personally. I think there's better plays out there. Nice that it had a pump. And it did what I thought it was going to do off the 786. You know, I'll take credit where credit's due. But, I mean, measured move for Bitfrost takes it somewhere to about 8.5. But I'm like, you know, I don't know. It did break out, though. And it doesn't have a lot of resistance. It could probably do it. I just think there's better plays out there. But I could be wrong. I talked about Polkadot. I went over the fact that Polkadot hadn't got a bigger move yet. And it was on its way. I put it in this flag down here with the alert. I gave this call for Polkadot. Everyone in my group kind of saw what I was putting down. Let's see what happens here. I lost something. So if you're in the trading group, you would have been privy to Polkadot before it pumped to the upside. Absolutely nailed it to $7. And it's funny, I kind of got the feeling about that. Remember, we got into Alex Labs at 9. Polkadot continuing to move. And you can see the Adam and Eve double bottom for Polkadot too. And then what I see, it makes the Adam and Eve, it makes a little flag, and then they're usually pumped to the upside for Polkadot. So now what do we see for Dot? Well, we could delete everything. We could look at the weekly chart. And, I mean, Dot is definitely going to go back, in my humble opinion. Nothing is guaranteed, but it's very likely we see a back to an all-time high for Dot. It has a beautiful ecosystem. It's going to take off. More people are going to get involved. And you're looking at a 350 all the way back to $50. I mean, that ain't too shabby. Right now, you're looking at about a little under, an 8x, something like that, about a 7x to 49 from where we're at, which isn't amazing compared to the other coins. And if you got in earlier, you're really only looking at a 14x. So it's not the biggest player in the game. I do believe we're going to have a bigger market cap than last time. And through my speculative, basically estimations, I believe DOT will go to a higher market cap. I see a $10 DOT. I mean, a $100 DOT. No way. So 55. I could see a $70 DOT, $75 DOT. It could definitely 10x from where it's at. Not to me, a 10x. I don't know why isn't that exciting. But again, if you put 100 grand in here and you turn it into $1 million, that's pretty exciting. And it happens in a year and a half. So, it all depends. Pandoshi is currently under pre-sale. A hidden gem. Pandoshi from Texas Wheezy. If you have time, Lever, can you check out the BFC price? Thank you. And it's funny, I just got the fan funding coming out, but there's so much action, I can just interact with the fan funding right now. It's kind of crazy. Block C, what do you think? What do you think? We looked at it before. It looked interesting. I never did a deep dive on the actual project, but I remember looking at the asset, and it looked pretty good on the on the charts. Let's take a look at Block C. Blocks with an X there, Blocks. $10 million market cap, super small, got sold off, safe trade Mexi, not on on the smaller places. Is a publicly introduced 20th of July as a proof of work cryptocurrency built on the X11 algorithm. Is a comprehensive suite of integrated features and services. I like the proof of work idea. That's been a kind of a running concept that could make us some gains. 20 cents, 9/10 of a cent. What does their website look like? You take a look at their website, kind of do a bit of all-in-one computer manager. Comprehensive all-in-one computer manager designed to meet your diverse needs while prioritizing security and efficiency. One-stop solution for computer safety and management. Device health, malware protection, internet services, remote access, and password vault. I kind of like that idea. They got Flux, master node hosting, node hosting, Pecunia node. Interesting. All right, it looks like they got something substantial. Looks like they aren't just saying what they're going to do. They've actually built some amazing stuff. I like what I'm seeing for this. When I just looked at the website. Tiny market cap, very small coin. And we've already we've charted it out a few times, right? Let me finish with Polkadot. I'm all over the place today. Weekly's overbought like most price action, right? But again, you didn't get to the 200 SMA yet. Did you get above the 200 SMA? Yeah. So look, I mean, right now the daily's just consolidating nicely. And you're just waiting for the consolidation, the cup and handle. Once that touches the 21-day moving average, I see Polkadot continuing to the upside. My target would be $10 Polkadot, somewhere from $6. That'd be a 40% gain. This is highly likely. The Stokes will reset. You'll hit this 21-day moving average. Hopefully we can tussle with price action too. We got some support of resistance right here where we're at, and we can get our further move to the upside to $10. So I'd be watching this closely for this progression. I even put an alert here. When it gets closer and more likely, I'll put out the alert to the trading group and the setup that I'm looking at. And there's Polkadot. I do see a $10 Polkadot coming, but it might take about 2 weeks because it's going to have to consolidate for 4 to 5 days, maybe 6 days, and then make a pump for 5 days. Could take about 10 days, and you never know. Hey, Sam, can you look at OCC recently re-added to MEXC? Cardano Cross-Chain Tech. Big thanks. Grateful for you and sending love. Shout out to Christopher, man. Thank you so much for the love, man. The super chats are unbelievable. You people are absolutely amazing. Thank you for the fan funding. Christopher, Jimmy Villain, D-Dubs, Texas Wheezy, Redman, Dad and For Explorer, VMI Alum Old Corp, Lazaro Alberto, Ed McCracken. Ed, we love you. Thank you for being here. Nicholas Arena, Rod, Jerry, Small Whale, Jerry again, Tori, Dana Schwartz, and Glenn Baker. Let's take a look at Inspective from Dana Schwartz. INSP, right? INSPA. And I messed up the name. I always type something fast. I'm not a good typer. I'm a horrible typist. Never hire me to type your paper. All right? It'll be full of typos. Sam, please take a look into Render. Shout out to Joe Afio. We love Render. Render's an old coin. I'm not saying we haven't looked at it, but just want you to know, we spend our time on Render. I like Render. I see it in the AI sector kind of big time. So this had a nice pump, but I'm wary of it because it is like, it's right on the support zone, and it doesn't have a lot of support once it leaves that. Some could say it's in a cup and handle, and it's an elongated handle. There's your cup, there's your elongated handle, and I'm okay with that. I'm somewhat okay with that. It's a very new coin with not a lot of support. So to me, I'm going to look for the support region that I'd like it to get back above. So like here, if you get back above 26.85, that would give me a little more feel. Even this point of control here. So I'd be looking for the breakout. High risk is to get in now because, you think it's going to moon. I don't like that. I don't like to be in a place where there's only one support zone for me. For me, it's way too above my risk. Way too above my risk. You know what I mean? As I put in 20 grand into Bitcoin in front of you guys. But I mean, to me, that's not that risky for me. You know what I mean? All right. Look at HBAR, please, and a good entry point. Right? And who here saw me buy $20,000 worth of Bitcoin, man? Who does that? Who does that on their channel? I've never seen any of them do it. I haven't seen none of the biggest YouTubers to the smallest YouTubers. I bought a whole Bitcoin at 19K. You guys watch me buy Bitcoin all the time. I try to buy a Bitcoin a week if I can. I don't know if I get that far, but at least a couple a month. You know what I mean? At these prices, I'm allocating. I'm doing what I have to do. I'm staying disciplined. It is what it is. So inspective protocol. Okay? Inspective protocol on MEXC. Very interesting. All right? Bit of a double bottom. High risk, right? This is a very high risk entry right now. And it's a brand new coin. It was an older coin and it came to the bottom and I knew the coin and I believed in it and I wanted it long term. I'd buy the bottom, right? But I only buy the bottom of things that I really truly believe in and then I'm looking and I would take the risk there. I can't take the risk on this coin. I needed to get back above at least $25, 25 cents. And then I'd be looking at a swing trade for inspective. It does say it can get a move back to 34. All right. I'm nice enough to show you one of my alerts here for GGG that you should only get if you're in the trading group. But I'm nice enough right now to show it to you because I'm a nice guy. All right. Seriously. Just because I'm thinking of, everyone else except for myself. And I know what it's like to struggle. I know what it's like not to have what you need. I know what it's like to work a night shift. I know what it's like to dream and want so much and not be able to get there. But know that you have it in you to get there. So I'm going to move this alert a little more. I'm going to keep watching this thing. It's getting very, very tight. I wouldn't be surprised if we got an 85% move out of Good Games Guild. It's on the radar. We've talked about it. I've given it to the trading group. We've looked at it many times. GGG. And if you're not able to come to the stream, I still send things into the trading group so you have access to them, okay? And you have, I find that amazing, right? That way, if you're at work, your boss breathing down your neck, or some guys are actually like moving cranes right now. They're like crane operators. We got a guy that is a street cleaner in, back in Chicago. So there we go. We're getting the breakout. So far, so good for Bitcoin. This is starting to make the move to the upside. And I'm telling you, there's hidden bullish divergence on the daily. That tells us we should continue to the upside regardless of everything else. That is the strongest indicator that I can show you today. Okay? And again, how do I make sense of Bitcoin on days where it's insane? I don't know. I just keep pushing. I don't wake up with the answers every day. I tell myself I can find the answers though, and I believe in myself. See, that's the difference. And I can go it alone. I can be alone. I do not follow the herd. Do you think the herd became the Crypto Lifer? Did the herd start a YouTube channel? Very few of us, of the millions of people in the world, run a YouTube channel. You know what I mean? It seems like the most popular thing to do, but it's not. It's not. It's very rare and few and far between. Any of all the kids in my entire school, any of their parents, YouTubers. Like my daughter the other day was like, I keep telling little Jimmy my daddy's a YouTuber. It's just the funniest thing ever. My daughter comes home from school yesterday and I'm like, how's it going? I'm like, what's up? And she comes down and she's like, is it cool to have your daddy as a YouTuber with all the screens? I was like, what's that like, And she's like, oh, it's so fun, Dad. I'm so interested. She's like, I keep telling this kid at school you're a YouTuber. He doesn't believe me, though. Like, Jimmy still doesn't believe me. I tell him every day. My dad's on YouTube. I was like, can't you just show him? She's like, no, we don't have iPads at school. Like, It was the funniest thing, man. But it made me feel special. Like, my daughter's dad, her dad's very unique. Doesn't live a normal life at all. You know what I mean? In any shape of any form of the way. It's close. Is it retesting? You know what I mean? And again, remember, I'm not opening up a big leverage trade before the Fed meeting today. Fed meeting is at 2. He comes on at 2:30. If I have a chance, I'll do it. I don't believe I'll be back in time. I'm attempting to do it, but I really don't believe I'll be back in time. I'm going to do everything I can to get there on time, and if I can, I can. You know, stochastic's pointing back down. Look, it's pointing us back inside the channel. And then now it's a rising wedge, and rising wedges break down 68% of the time. You see how that changed? Like, if this kept moving, you're in an ascending triangle that moved to the upside. Now that you have to be able to switch it up at every second. And see, this confuses beginners, because beginners are like, but you're long, then you're short, then you're long. It's like, well, and again, when I put this out here, I'm not opening up a long. I want to make that really clear. I mean, I technically did. I put 20 grand into Bitcoin spot. So I opened up a spot trade. But, I'm not opening up a long for Bitcoin. And again, it's hard. I mean, half of Bitcoin is hard to get now. Think about it. Even half of Bitcoin is difficult to obtain at this moment in time. Now, if this makes a beautiful rising wedge and holds that level, there's more likelihood of a big pump to the upside. I don't like how far the moving averages are, But yesterday, we did get back above once you get above the 200 SMA, look what happens. Boom. Boom. It's just such a deadly way to trade using the 200 SMA. Some people use the EMA. Honestly, you could use either. They're the same thing in a way. One just has more value on the later values. Like an EMA puts more value on, if you're using the 21-day moving average and using the simple or the EMA. What's the difference between the EMA and the simple? It's a good question a lot of people ask. I used to ask it. What I found was the simple moving average is 21 days divided by 21. Okay? So you have 21 days in a row, divide them by 21. The EMA is the 21 days, 1 through 21, but it puts more weight on days 18, 19, 20, and 21 than it does on the beginning days. It puts more weight on the more recent 5 days inside of the 21-day set, and that's what makes it exponential, because it adds more weight to that, and what it attempts to do is give you less of a latent signal and more of a quicker signal. But look, if I go up here, right, and I type in a EMA, right? Moving average exponential. I come here and I slap in the 200, okay? I say I make it a white color just for now, right? And I slap in as the 200. You're always going to get the 9 as default. I don't know why, but it defaults to 9. Once I slap in the 200, look where the 200 is. They're right there. You're not gaining that much by using the 200. And then look, if you go back to the 1 hour, I get in whenever price action gets above the 200 SMA. Right? Sorry, let me go back to like the 15. And look, and you could either get in when price gets above the 200 or get in when price gets EMA. The 200 gave you an earlier entry, the simple one, than the EMA did. Some people use the EMAs, some people use the simples. Honestly, once you understand what moving averages are and you learn how to front run and you understand price action, you're going to be pretty spot on. You know what I mean? Regardless of you use either one. I use them both sometimes too in conjunction with the 50. And that's another strategy in which I use that I've never really discussed. I have so many little different tips and tricks that I can teach you. Look, this is an Adam and Eve double bottom for Bitcoin. Clear as day. That is a measured move up to this high volume node. I'm calling a move to 43,000 back for Bitcoin based off this big move. I'm calling it. You heard me call it. So if it goes down, I'm wrong. You heard it? I'm making a call. Bitcoin to 43K off this Adam and Eve double bottom. Highly likely we're going to get that move. And the hidden bullish divergence on Bitcoin. I see it so clearly. It makes sense to me. The bullish engulfing candle, the 1 hour today that ripped through the shorts faces off. Unbelievable. All right. Even I was looking more short. I'll be honest. I didn't have my group at, perfectly, we're going to long this. I said, I wouldn't long till we get above 42,000. And then I go and buy 20 grand worth of Bitcoin, right? But I do what the charts convey at the moment in time when I see what I'm seeing. This looks beautiful for a rising wedge bounce to the upside right now. That 1 minute looks like a blast is coming. Makes me want to open up a futures trade right now, but I'm not going to break my rules and trade futures on Fed day. But that looks to me like we're going to get a massive pump to the upside. A big short squeeze coming to 42,500. And it's starting to brew right now. There's the short squeeze right now as we're starting to see it happen right now. Look at it. Look at that thing. There it goes, baby. And it gets that gyration excitement, and then boom, we should get that push up. Let's go to 42,180 real fast. Show us the sauce, baby. And that's a short squeeze happening somewhat right now. Your computer, we talk about your fans in your computer will start to go zzz, and people are like, I know when there's a short squeeze just by hearing the fans. The fans start to ramp up. And then I know something's happening. See this? This happens between 10:45 and 11:15 almost every single day on my channel. You know, we catch a short squeeze. It happens so many times, everybody. And there it goes, baby. There it goes. Didn't I just tell you this was going to happen? Boom. Who's the guy that got you there? The lifer. Even I sometimes lose faith in myself, and then I'm like, but why, Sam? You got it. You got this, baby. You got this. Just keep having the faith. You know what I mean? Keep doing what you're doing. Everyone won't fully understand it. The beginners of the channel will, always get some haters and some people that see me kind of doing my mad science, and they're like, this guy's out of his mind. And that's okay. Over time, everyone understands my math, and over time, everyone sees my probability. The entire crypto industry respects it. I was on with some of the biggest traders on that Trading War show. I was on with some of the biggest traders and influencers. Ben Armstrong was there. We had Crypto Face there. Everybody was there. Look, I just told you the short squeeze was coming. I told you. I just said 180. I just called 42,180. I just said it's going at 42,180 right now. I said it. Who didn't? How did I not? Bang, bang, bang. Who is in the money right now? Who is in the money right now in the trading group? Who is in the money right now watching the show? And this is the show that teaches you how to make gains, baby. Every single day, baby. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Put a 1 in the comment section if you made some gains. Cesar Cordero, the GOAT, is in the house, baby. The GOAT is in the house. Yes. 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 This is why 1,000 people come to this live. 1,171 people come to the live stream because I call these short squeezes every single freaking day, baby. Let's go. Who just put 20 grand into Bitcoin? Let's go. Let's go. I'm not playing with you guys. I'm not playing with little money. I'm putting my big point bands on every single day. Shout out to Crypto Pollo, cluck, cluck, cluck in the house. Look at the chat going crazy. Bang, bang, bang. And look at that beautiful call to the upside. Once the rising wedge held the zone, boom. And I wanted to open up a lever. I was this close to opening up a lever trade. I just had my rules. If this wasn't a Fed day, I would have just made so much gains. But I have rules that I got to follow. I see this pushing all the way back up to 42,005. Remember, we have hidden bullish divergence on the daily. All right? I'm pointing out things that a lot of people aren't going to see. You know how many people don't see that hidden bullish divergence? They don't see it. All right? They don't see it. I just 125x at 41. Love you so much. Even though I just put in $30. But that's a big amount for me and a student from India. Dude, every step of the way, you're learning, man. It's just like you're at a spelling test and you spell your first word. Fine, it's not 100%. On the test, you only spelled one word, but you're starting your progression. You know what I mean? You're understanding the knowledge. You're here, too. You're here on the live stream, which means you're not watching a kiddie video. You're not wasting time. You're getting the education you deserve for yourself. God bless you, brother. Sam Price for presidency of the blockchain party. Crypto Bear Baker in the house, baby. 1,211 people in the live. 1,200 people, babe. As my wife lays in sickness from her pregnancy. I love you, BB. I love you. Is that what someone's saying to you? Oh, wow. No, it doesn't work like that, my love, okay? We stay in the moment. We don't think of the future. We stay right in the moment, my love. Okay? Thank you for the easy 3-minute $50. Shout out to Pickle Rick in the house. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in and giving us your most precious asset, which is your time. Now we're going to focus on the 21-day moving average, maybe even the 30-second. And, we're going to start going because when we have a nice pump like this, and now we're looking for a flag here on the 30. If we flag out the 30 and we interact with the 21 again, we will continue to the upside. Understand how the 21 interacts with price action. Understand how to use the 21 to your advantage to make gains. All right? I woke up this morning. I didn't know we were going to hit this gain like this. I didn't know Bitcoin was going to do exactly what I wanted it to do, but I knew I was going to put my best foot forward. I knew I was going to believe in myself, and I knew I was going to have faith that something great was going to happen. And look what happened. Something great really did happen. Unbelievable. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for being here. So we looked at inspect. We looked at good. Let's look at SUDO, right? Oh, I can't stand when I do that. I delete it instead of duplicating. Let's look at SUDO. Now remember, we're watching this flag on the 1 minute and the 30-second chart here. I would be taking profits if I was in a leverage trade personally. I sell early though, so it is what it is. Wow, GGG keeps coming up. They really want you guys to see that. Algorand dipped out of the pattern. Can it get back inside the pattern and act like it never left? When you put it inside here, it's a little funky. Beautiful double bottom though for Algo. And that is a double bottom there. Rip to the upside, right? I just tripped over Algo, so I wanted to go over it for you guys. Let's take a look at SUDO. And I'll be honest, I am not a huge fan of Algo. I'm not a fan of the people they're associated with, which I don't even want to mention because I don't even like mentioning them. That's how much I don't like talking about them. And ever since I found out they were associated with them, I didn't want to be around that. And again, I usually don't trade emotions, but I have principles. And I'm not with certain things. And I don't represent people that are cool doing evil things. And so I'm not about it. So I'm sorry to the Algo people. And if you're a huge Algo guy, shout out to my man Cassius Cuvée. Shout out to my man AJ Writes Crypto. I know you guys love Algo. I do not. And it doesn't mean I don't love you guys. I love you guys so much. And I still own a little bit of Algo just because, I bought it at a certain price. I'm going to wait for it to get back above those areas. But, I built a pretty big bag at 30 cents at the last run. And when it went to $3, I was 10Xing. I had 10X the money, SUDO's getting tighter and tighter. The 1 hour attempts to break out. Look for SUDO to get back above the 200 SMA. If it gets above the 200 SMA and above 51 cents, it has a very high likelihood of at least getting to its next resistance at 62 and then all the way to the next target at 80. Not on my radar. I may not be trading this, but it looks interesting. SUDO, all right? We looked at Beam already. Let's take a look at gas. Gas, baby, gas. Sorry, excuse me. No, I'm just joking around. Let's take a look at Neo Gas. Neo Gas is how you pay to get around the ecosystem, all right? Not to be looked at as Gas DAO on MexSeek, two different things. We want Neo Gas, and so we're looking for gas. This thing went up and came all the way down. Has a very interesting. This is the right gas, right? Am I on the right gas right now? Neo Gas, right? Is this the right one? I mean, it had a huge run up. I think some pump and dump group pumped it, man. I honestly, I don't know. I wouldn't touch it. It was cool back in the day when Neo was hot. Like, no one cares about it anymore. A lot of these old coins, some of them will still pump. Like Null still had a pump, Whenever I think of Nulls, I think of George from Crypto RS. I don't know why. I think he was one of the first people to get me or to talk about Nulls when it first came out. One to the 1,222 people on the live, 604 likes, $111 in chat revenue. Thank you so much for being here. Ooh, and now we're getting the pullback. Does it come down and retest? It's an ugly day. Be careful. There's still going to be heavy volatility today. They're going to play with price action. Back above 42K is beautiful. Can we stay above 42,000? All I want for Christmas is my two front teeth. All I want is to stay above 42K for the day. If we can do that, we're going to be okay. So I see gas in a falling wedge, getting tight in the moving averages. It's not my call, though. I don't like it. I wouldn't put it out. There's just too much indecision for it. You might like it. You might love it. I'd wait for it to get back above 9.29 and then take it for a quick move to possibly the next resistance at 12. That would be a quick trade right there. Get above a point of control, and it can gap up to the next high volume node into the volume area highs. I'm not a fan, though. I have to be honest. All right. We looked at Polkadot. We got that. Let's look at COREUM. We are ripping through the super chats today at a high speed. So I talked about COREUM. I put it out inside this cup and handle, as you can see. I gave the target at 31, and we nailed it to the upside. Look at that. It nailed the target. It came back down. COREUM. Bang, bang, bang. And let's see, did I not? I don't know if I put it out. or if it was sometimes these are super chats. Sometimes I put them out on the weekly screen share. Every once in a while, they don't make it out. You know, I'll be working on something and it won't make it. Like I'll see other coins that look better. We may have gone over this on a screen share. I can't find it. The beginning trade. But look at that. I mean, I trade these cup and handles to the upside for COREUM. Someone said, I see a bigger cup and handle possibly brewing. Oh, yeah, I got that extra EMA I don't need now. Funny. So for COREUM, to me, it's about the fact that it got above this key resistance. You can see it kind of wicked right to it there, and then it wicked right to it there. Now, when we look at it, we can see that it came down and bounced on a falling wedge off of support. I then tend to make this look like a symmetrical triangle. 4 hour still has some legs and has a nice pull for a lane to the upside. Look, a shoulder, a head, and a right shoulder too as well for COREUM. I see this thing breaking out. As long as it stays above support at 11 cents, I don't see why it won't go to 15, right? I don't know much about the project. I don't own it. I don't believe I ever will own it. I'm not going to deep dive. I could deep dive it today for you guys. What is COREUM? What does it do? Shout out to the 1,217 people here on the live. My name is Sam Price, the Crypto Lifer. I started trading when I was 25 years old. I realized I was good at speculating after I made a bunch of money doing it, but I didn't even know. I thought I was just a trader. But what I really was, I was someone that could kind of see the future, and I would bet on the future. You know, and I've been doing it for a long time. Before weed got legal, I was Canopy Grow Corp, Aurora, all the big companies. I had $2-3 grand in every single one of them. I picked 6. And eventually I doubled up into Canopy Grow Corp, put $6 grand in there, and that eventually would go from $1.78 Canadian to like $30. It would do a 15x, change my life, you know, give me a substantial savings. And then I would find Bitcoin at $300, start researching it. I had enough, you know, I finally had some savings. I still worked. I stayed in a 1-bedroom apartment for 10 years. Even when I started making 110 grand a year, people were making way more than money than me. They were buying cars, watches. I just kept buying Bitcoin. I acted like I was broke. I researched billionaires, and what were they? They said they lived below their means until they were at a certain level. So I said, okay, I'm making 110 grand a year. I'm broke. You know what I mean? I'm broke. Like, I'm living in New York City in a 1-bedroom apartment. I didn't go to that loft. I didn't spend $3 grand a month. I stayed in a rent-controlled apartment, $1,450. After 4 years, they raised the rent to $15. After another couple years, they raised the rent to $1,550. In 10 years of living there, they only raised the rent $100. I had a really good deal compared to everyone else I knew, so I didn't want to give that up. And I knew that. You know, I can teach anyone, I believe, how to become a multimillionaire. And first you need a strategy. Then you need 7 streams of income. You need to work on 7 streams of income. Can you believe that? Right now I have my job, which is what I do on YouTube, right? I get incentives, and that has multiple streams of income. YouTubing is amazing. Like, you know, you get your trading group, you get BOOKMAP and all the sponsorships that come through, super chats. There's all sorts of other things too, speaking events. It just never ends. You get Twitter, advertising. It's insanity. It's absolute insanity. Number one, then you get real estate as another one, right? I'm going to sell a product and come up with some products. That's going to be another one. I'm working on my 7 streams. And I research every billionaire in the world. They have 7 streams. They go after 7 streams of income. That's important. You know, I want to open up a Lapels dry cleaning, what are they called? Franchise. I think it's a great franchise. I love the fact that I just get my clothes picked up and dropped off. So easy. And it's environmentally friendly. I'm always thinking, I like jet skis. I want to do a jet ski rental business. I want to buy 20 jet skis, rent them out. You know what I mean? Grab the insurance, get a fun person that likes the water. That's a business I would love to be a part of. You know what I mean? I don't want anyone to get hurt on them, I guess, but, you know, make sure everything works out, the insurance is right. But I think jet skis are fun. I think the water is fun. You know what I mean? I like this. So the 30-second chart, look, breaking out of the flag to the upside here, saving the day. And this is why when people are heavy leverage, they get stopped out. They don't give them the space to make the gain, right? Let's move this over now. But that was the initial trade right off that bottom of that trend line. That's your measured move of this. That takes you to 42,419. The bigger measured move takes you to 42,544. We are still in the money, everybody. We are still in the money. It's not like we went fly, in and out. We are still in the money. We're teaching you about new coins. You've learned about a bunch of new coins today. I talk like a radio host, so you sound calming. Lately, my wife says my voice puts her to sleep on the night show. She listens to me and she falls asleep listening to me live stream. I said I probably could fall asleep to her voice too. She's so beautiful. I love you so much, BB. You mean the world to me. And I couldn't do anything without my wife, everybody. I could not get through all this pain and everything I'm going through if I didn't have such a beautiful, special wife. Like, she is such a special person. And she had such a deep connection with my mother. Her and my mother were kindreds. They were like, they reminded me so much of each other. They were selfless servants of the world that really, truly cared about other people more than themselves. And just shout out to all the women out there. I have an innate, of course I love women. I'm a man, but I have an innate appreciation for the woman's spirit. Sometimes I'd walk into the, like a library, and my mom would start talking to another lady, and they never know each other, but they would just pick up with such a connection to each other that men just don't have. You know what I mean? And then, like, my daughter would be playing at a library, and a woman would come up and ask her name, and next thing you know, they'd play, and the woman would play toys with the kid. Like, a guy can't just come up and start playing toys with a kid in a library, but a woman can. There's something special about women, man. I'm telling you, and I'm not trying to be like, but I have a twin sister. I have an older sister. I have 2 daughters. I love my wife. I've been surrounded by just special, beautiful women my whole life. And God has been showing me how special women are. How beautiful they are, man. We're rough. We're tough, man. Women have this innate sensitivity to them. And honestly, it makes the world go around. And God bless all the beautiful women on the live stream right now. I really appreciate each and every one of you for being here. And the men. I appreciate everybody. But I just want to kind of build the women up. The women in crypto here today. Can you do FLM? Also made 65% profits today. Thanks to your call. Hey, God bless you, man. Thank you so much for the love. That's awesome. $112 in chat revenue. 1,183 people on the live. 630 likes. God bless each and every one of you for being here, and thank you so much for the love. So we looked at COREUM. We looked at Polkadot. We looked at BFC. Pandoshi, currently under presale. Hidden gem. Pandoshi. And I'm willing to research, even if I think it could be sketch. You know what I mean? Pandoshi. It could be a rug, man. Be careful. Pandoshi raises $1.7 million in 2 weeks. That's not a lot of money, man. That's actually kind of small. For 2 weeks to raise 1.7 kind of sounds pretty flat, honestly. I don't know, man. Maybe you're onto something, and I could be completely wrong, and I just missed 100x. I'm open-minded to that, but I got to move on. Yeah, I got to move on. I do want to respect you, though, and bring up what you talk about, at least. I can do that at least. Let's take a look at my baby GFAL, Games for a Living. Games for a Living. Starting to get that little bit of a pullback, but honestly, the price action's always been kind of funny with this one. You see how it's like, it's like, we're just watching this flag as it got oversold in the 4-hour time frame. Got a nice pullback from the all-time high. All-time high was what, 48 on this thing? Let's take a look at the bigger time frames too as well and see what's happening. Who here is enjoying the stream? Who here loves the stream? Who here gets a lot out of the stream? Put a 333 in the comments if you're loving the stream right now and you're getting a lot out of it. All right. Shout out to Gmal Brown 33. We love you. Thank you for being here. Put a 333 in the comments if you like this stream and you're getting a lot out of it. I want to see if I'm getting some feedback here from the world. Wow, a lot of 333s. A lot of people loving the stream. Did you learn anything new today in the stream? Or did I reinforce something that you were attempting to push forward? You know what I mean? Did you find any balance? Did you find your chi? How do you feel today about your life? Are you positive about life? Wow, look at all those 333s flying through the chat. Unbelievable. Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of 333s. You people are blessings. Every one of you, God sent to my life as a blessing. I just firmly believe that. Every single one of you are all just some of the most special people I could ever have met. I can't wait to meet everyone on this chat right now. You're all beautiful. So I'm looking for this bounce back up. I want to see an ascending triangle here. A beautiful ascending triangle to push us further to the upside and get back into price discovery. I own a boatload of this coin. I believe it can 100x. I'm taking a shot on it. I'd rather lose $5,000 and then find out that I missed out on $500,000 in a run. All right, let's take a look at AVAX, HBAR, OCC, Render, XNA, Pulse Chain, and FLM. We got a bunch of coins to look at. So I'm looking for this bounce off of the 200 SMA on the low stochastic on the 4-hour. If we lose this, we're going to come down and test 033, which, I'll just be buying more if that happens. All right. We will all meet on Lifer Island. I think it's firmly understood that I will end up owning an island of my own. I think that's I'm going to actually print out an island tomorrow or today. I'm going to own an island. I'm going to make that one of my goals. Like my goals is 100,000 subscribers on YouTube. I can definitely get to an island, right? Let's the Lifer Island, man. I'm going to print it out, write Lifer Island on it, and I'm going to think about it every day until I make it happen. I think within 3 years, I'll be able to buy an island. Just like Mr. Beast bought an island. If he can do it, I can do it. I may have to, change some of my structure. Some things we'll have to figure out. But if he can do it, I can do it. All right, so we talked about AVAX pumping all the way up to 48. We hit 40, 30, we even called 35 before it happened down here. Beautiful pump for AVAX to the upside. Now what? What's happening now? And we did call 35 for AVAX when it just started taking its move to the upside. I mean, it went parabolic, really, if you think about it. It went from $9 all the way to 42. It basically did a 5X almost. Pretty nice. So we're looking for it to retrace. Once you lose the 21-day moving average, you're likely to come back down to the 200 at some point. Just kind of how it works. Let's get rid of this. Let's get rid of the moving averages. Let's take a look at our bigger time frame and execute. It's kind of that Adam and Eve double bottom there. And I've been showing my students this. I said it was as simple. The last 2 months was as simple as finding one of these and just buying anywhere on this right side and then holding it and watching it rip. I mean, it happened to me like so many. Once I saw it, I just started blindly buying the Adam and Eve double bottoms. They were slanted, they were angled, it didn't matter, and they continued to pump to the upside and make massive gains. It just did not matter. It was pretty insane, right? Pretty insane. Okay, moving forward, let's take a look here. We broke out of this flag to the upside. This was the, similar to Bitcoin, ascending triangle. You can take the whole length of this previous pole. That's where you're going to go. That's what happened, all right? So now what? We've had a beautiful pump. We know our support or resistance. We're well above resistance. Funny, we got a gap there. It's weird. Never see a gap. I don't know why we would have a gap. So once you broke above this resistance here, it looks like there's really nothing till you get to 55. And then there's not much till you get to 68. We forget how quick the sell-off happens in a bear market, and then we consolidate down here. And this is with accumulation zone, $9 avalanche, right? $11 avalanche. If you just bought all the hottest DeFi projects that were hot last year, Phantom, Avalanche on the low, you'd be up huge right now. Huge. You know what I mean? So now let's switch on the moving averages and see the 21. In my humble opinion, you're going to do the Twisted Sister. In the Twisted Sister is when I make a lateral projection, sideways projection, and a downtrending sideways projection. Now, how far away price action is from the 21 usually can teach me the probability of which one is likely going to happen. If the 21 was more here, it's more likely we're going lateral. Because the 21's a little further away, it's more likely we're going down. Then I pull a Fibonacci, and I basically look at this area, and I start honing on the 618 between the 786. That also coincides with the previous resistance area that we may revisit. Could we get a pullback? I mean, it can happen. A lot of people jumped on in. I'm seeing because there's so much FOMO, though, I wouldn't be surprised if we just did sideways price action. However, one of these two things is going to happen. It's not going to happen exactly as I put it. And then our next trade is going to be either the falling wedge breakout here or this flag breakout. Measured move would take you somewhere to 60 or somewhere to about like 50, 50. Depending on what pattern we make will show the measured move. So I see sideways or a pullback for AVAX. Good time to take some profits out of AVAX, in my humble opinion. And I could be wrong. Watch it moon all the way to the upside. But right now, the 1 hour's overbought. The daily's overbought. To me, you're getting a pullback for AVAX. And these are the areas that I'd be looking at. And this is how I would watch the pullback. And then I'll know the trade. And that's why in 2-3 weeks from now, when I see the beautiful falling wedge and I put the trade out for my trading group, it's because I have expected this. I've been watching it for a month or 2-3 weeks before it happens. It doesn't happen out of nowhere. You know, all these gains that I put out in the trading group. If you go here and you're like, you want to join my trading group, but you're not sure, you want to learn, you want to see the gains on gains on gains, and you're like, well, how did he find Z? Well, I was watching it consolidate for like a week straight. Then I saw that it got tighter in the zone. Then it hit my alert, and then it was gone. You know, LAI, I was watching consolidate out of this. I said, if this can break out and then consolidate, I'm going to play the bigger flag. It came down to the bottom, hit the target, perfect entry on that target, and was up for 35% gains. You know, Rocky, I started watching consolidate. I put an alert here. When that alert hit, I put another alert. Then I saw it get tight. Someone asked me about this on the live stream too. Bang. You know what I mean? Adam, I put an alert when I was watching it consolidate. Then I added a secondary alert. Then it was gone. I set my trades up way in advance before they happened. You know, Mint Layer was a newer coin, but look, it looked exactly like I go for. Tight moving averages, touching the 21. This thing blasted for 84% gains. Never hit a stop loss. AVAX I put out. I could see it getting tighter here. Tight moving averages above a high volume node. Very likely to break out. 64% gains for AVAX. You know, Ray, I saw it getting tighter in the zone. I put the alert here. When it crossed the alert, boom, 85% gains. I also knew that Solana was getting big and that Ray was the exchange that people were using, and that Ray coin was going to start to pump with Solana. I put together the narrative through the ecosystem. It all makes sense to me. Okay? And this is why I'm successful, because I plan it out over time. I don't just ape into stuff. Okay? 90% of my trades, I do ape if I see something interesting, but I already have a system in my brain to slap that into. So even though it looks like I'm aping, I have years and years of knowledge behind that ape. You know, behind jumping on it, right? Let's take a look at HBAR and see what's happening for HBAR. Hedera hash graph. And today we have the Fed meeting. He's going to come out and say we can't change rates. Yada, yada, yada. I talked about HBAR breaking up to the upside. I see a target all the way here at 9.5. I drew this flag. It was touching the 21-day moving average. It was above a high volume node. We got the move to the upside. Beautiful double bottom. The measured move of the double bottom takes you to about 9.5. We're at 7.777. Look at that. Right when I came, the 777s. It happens every time I'm around. Like when I enter the room, some type of 777 just appears. I don't know how or why. It's been happening all the time. Absolute insanity. How many people say absolute insanity now because I say it? Are you ever walking around the store and you're like, absolute insanity? And you're like, that's the lifer, man. You know, because I'm like a movie that you've watched over and over again, right? And we all know the characters of the movie. So I'm technically like a character in a movie to a lot of you people. And I say these same things over and over again. Let's take a look at OCC and render. I see this continuing. The daily does want to reset. You're curving down on the stochastics RSI, but you're getting a kind of a loop. I say the 4-hour and the 22 are my go-to for this. A lot of wickage. It's not perfect, but you did just break out of a flag on the 22. That flag has legs. I wouldn't be surprised if the 4-hour flipped the daily bullish and you continue to the upside. You do have a resistance, but you're back above it right now at 7.5. I think there's way better coins in this coin, but you know what? A lot of people are in love with HBAR. It could be the one for them. It's not the one for me, though. I'll tell you that. I'll buy AGIX over HBAR every day of the week, but who knows? Let's see what happens. Maybe I'll be wrong and I'll go back and maybe I should have bought, I don't know. But I'll stick to my plan. OCC, someone asked about. OCAM5. I mean, what it has is the Adam and Eve double bottom that we've seen play out so many times. You draw your neckline. I don't like the wicks. I don't like how it's all over. Like, see how the price action has a tough spread, meaning there's not a lot of people trading it. But I do see an Adam and Eve. I wouldn't be surprised if it just followed suit like every coin has. If this doesn't do it, it will be one of 2,000 coins that decided not to do it. You know what I mean? Almost every coin has made this progression, big or small, no matter what. Again, where's the actual entry? That's difficult. Something like this, I would put in what I'm willing to lose and just wait for it to hit the target. I wouldn't even, I would just buy right now. I wouldn't even draw any, I wouldn't do any of my crazy in and I just, See, that's the difference between me too. I can do one or two things. I can analyze 1 minute, 3 minute, just do it all. And then I can just look at a daily Adam and Eve and be like, I'm willing to lose 1,000. I'll put 1,000 there. Goes up 58. I'll make 580 and just walk away. You know what I mean? But you have to know what your risk is. You know, at that point, your risk tolerance is the trade. But that means $500 has to be less than 1% of portfolio for me. I teach proper risk management using less than 1% of your portfolio per trade. Very simple, very important to do. All right. Successful traders have a plan, stick to it. They don't do whatever they want. They have a plan and they stick to the plan. I see Render breaking out. I just see it making a bigger move to the upside. Render wants to make that gain. You know, you can see it just slowly consolidating further to the upside, making kind of a lateral base in a way. It broke out. It's retesting the top of the trend line. We can even kind of do this a bit. And I see it broke out, broke back inside with the Bitcoin move, broke back out again. And this thing just really wants to move. Shout out to Michael Andrejovic. We love you. And are you Serbian, right? Jovic is Serbian, right? I could be wrong, but I think anyone with a Jovic is Serbian. Nikolic Jovic, right? My brother-in-law is Serbian, so I'm privy to the Serbian culture. And he teaches me a little bit. Not a lot, but he teaches me a little bit. And he's such a nice guy. If he's a representation of the Serbian people, he's one of the nicest people you'll ever meet, my brother-in-law. He really is. I love him. Like, whenever I hang out with him, I have a really good time. I'm super happy that that's my brother-in-law. You know, that I have another man in my life that I get to hang out with. Like, I always I never had a brother, so whenever you didn't have a brother and you're around a lot of feminine energy growing up, as a boy, you know, you always kind of wished you had a bro. And, you know, my brother-in-law is the closest thing I could have to a brother, man. I love that dude, you know. Feelings on Alex this morning, Lifer. We talked about it. Alex continues to pump. We got in at 9. It's at 22. And, you know, when Alex pumps, you got to think of the STX pumping. You got to think the whole Bitcoin ecosystem and ordinals are getting a move. Alex is the best way to get into ordinals and to make it happen. We got into ordinals when they were first coming out. I made one of the first ordinals you could make. I really did. Back in the day. I'm your brother, bro. Shout out to Tree Brothers Farms, my man. Yeah, you are one of my brothers, man. Spreading love on the Lifer stream. Shout out to Tree Brothers Farm. We love you. We appreciate you. Can you look at Sats? Blessings to you and yours. We looked at Sats yesterday. A lot of people, I thought we looked at Sats already today. We looked at that coin yesterday. I remember looking at it. So Render to me looks like it could make a bigger move. I wanted to consolidate. I see Render at $5 sooner than later. All right. Price action got a little messed up because of the Bitcoin craziness. But for the most part, it's kind of back in action doing what it wants to do. And we could even look at this. Like, we could be making another ascending triangle up in here like this. But I see a good plan for it. I have an alert there. I'll even move that alert. I keep 2 alerts on Render. I see Render getting to $5 sooner than later. XNA, I told you I sold it all off for massive gains. You got to be able to learn how to sell. Period. Right? Good thing I did. It got to a low of 3.9. I still own this project. I bought back in, and I buy some of the lows too. I like this falling wedge. I believe it can do numbers. Bit of a cup and handle, elongated. It's at the 618 golden pocket, where it kind of bounced from. Got back above the 200 SMA. I see 2-3 months from now, this thing is mooning and getting back to a new high and just banging to the upside. We got in at 0009. It's still holding a 5x from when we first got in. I want to make that really clear. It's still holding a 5x for when this coin, it was even on MEXC when we first got in. All right. And that's my channel will get you into coins before they even enter MEXC. And MEXC gives you 100x coins, like, which is crazy. So, the Slavic ick. Yeah. Phantom, please. Feeling on Alex this morning. I love Alex. You're feeling on Alex? Is Alex okay with you feeling on him? I'm just joking around. Let's take a look at PulseX, FLM, and Sats. All right. Bitcoin just killed the longs. Yeah, it took a little dump down. You're going to get heavy volatility today. I'd be super, super, super careful trading leverage today. I do not trade until the Fed meeting comes up. Even if the Fed meeting says nothing and it's a nothing burger, they just use it to create, I don't know, there's people that think it is going to do something. So they get enough people to go crazy. You know what I mean? And there was our target. We couldn't go lower. We kind of came here. We bounced. And there you go. And that's why I always use a stop no matter what. And that's why when I'm leverage trading and I'm up quick, I take profits fast. I've learned when it comes to leverage trading, I take my money. I don't sit in my leverage trades too long. I really don't. You know. Let's take a look at PLSX. PLSX is like something you either need to believe in or not. Like, it's down in the dumps. You know what I mean? It's got sold off ridiculously. So you either believe in Pulse or you don't. You know what I mean? To me, you either believe in that coin, you hold it for a year or two, and you see where it goes, or you just leave it alone. You know? Look, what is Richard doing? Everything is pumping except his diarrhea coin. That's so crazy, right? And I don't know if I can look at PulseX here. Yeah, I remember looking at it here. I had in that, look at it, I mean, this thing is down in the dumps. It's getting sold off beyond belief. Take a look at Hex too. Honestly, I don't know what to tell you. Like, you got an Adam and Eve double. You got a cup and handle. You're on the super lows, but I mean, at this point, you're gambling. Some people think PulseX could do a big move and really start to change the game, and it could. Anything could happen. And I own some Pulse. I sacrificed for it a long time ago. I was up like 7x. Now I'm down, right? So, you know. But again, I put like $1,200. I put $600 into Hex, double the money, and then put $1,200 into a sacrifice for Pulse Chain. So I really put $600. And I saw where it went. And, you know, so I speculated on it just to see where it would go. And that's the thing. I always speculate because you never know. I could have missed the boat and then been like, why didn't I do Pulse Chain? You know what I mean? So it is what it is. All right. Shout out to Priya Cottrell. Can you look at MYRIA? We'll take a look at MYRIA. Shout out to Priya. Shout out to all the beautiful people. Shout out to the new Indian people, too. Shout out to all the new Indian people on the live stream. I don't know if you, we appreciate you. If you speak Urdu, you speak Punjab, we're not sure exactly. I'm not like, I don't know it all, but I know we have more Indian people on the stream. I appreciate it. We love you. We appreciate you. You know, I was looking at Indians in America. Smartest, they have the most college-educated people in America. Indians come to this country, and they do very, very well. I just looked at it. They do better than the Americans that are from here. And that's why everyone says immigrants, the immigrants in America are doing amazing. They really are. They're college-educated. They're finding ways, look at Ramaswamy. Vivek Ramaswamy came here. His parents came with the money in their pocket. He funded billion-dollar pharmaceutical companies. You know what I mean? Pretty crazy. That is a cup and handle on PulseX. You would believe that we could get a pump. You pull a fib on it, and you're sitting at the 786 fib. I mean, you would expect a bounce. You would expect a bounce, but that is at the lowest of the lows. All right. Let's take a look at FLM, which is, what was FLM? I know the coin, but I don't know why I can't remember it right now. Flamingo. So I see, is this Flamingo? Is this the same coin? I mean, I see Flamingo just getting tighter and tighter. That tells me that a move is coming, the base of the triangle. And you can see I have the triangle already drawn for Flamingo. And I'd put an alert right here too. Flamingo. I mean, what a name, right? Beautiful name for a coin. Flamingo. Flamings. Sam, thanks for all the daily inspiration. Can you look at AMP? Thanks in advance, sir. Shout out to D Spear 09. We love you. We appreciate you. And thank you so much. Super chats are closed, said Lakochi Coker. Sam, here's Kuji Robin again. About to rip. I tried to get Mexi in Chicago and I can't. I never say I can't, man. I really don't. But you do you, man. If you can't, then you can't. You know what I mean? I would be in Chicago and I would be trading MEXC. I'll tell you that right now. There would be no reason why I say I can't do something. But again, you can also get a Palau ID and get onto MEXC. All right? They'll take a Palau ID. So you'll be KYC'd ready to go. No problems. All right? Issues on Bitcoin. Playing games on the 30-second chart. It was all looking good. But so, we're in the bigger channel. I'd watch Flamingo with an alert there. This thing could pump hard. Yes, I'm Indian. God bless you. We appreciate you. Shout out to Sunny Singh. We love you. We appreciate you. Sikh. He's Sikh. Yeah. Punjabi, baby. Okay, I love you, man. I'm saying you guys are hardworking. All the Indian people that come to America, you make this country better. You really do. You guys get educated. You don't hang out in the streets. You don't do garbage. You know, you're spot on. Spot on. Yeah. NordVPN, cough, cough. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Sats, MYRIA, and AMP. Will Jesus flip BONK? You never know. Let's take a look at BONK. Did it hold the zone yesterday? Did it fall out of the channel? Once we got right there, I sold all the BONK. I'll just be honest, for a $400 loss. I did. I was like, I'm not going to sit here and take a big L, right? It looked nice. If it held the channel, I was all in. It didn't hold the channel, though. See? Didn't do what I wanted it to do, so I'm out. Now it's in a flag, though. If any coin recovers, BONK is going to recover pretty fast, in my humble opinion. And a lot of people like this thing. Now you're in a falling wedge. 4 hour looks interesting. Almost a bit of a double bottom. The measured move takes you a little higher now. Talking about 100% gains for BONK. It's on my radar. It's possible. I had in that beautiful flag, and it didn't play out, though. BONK is one of the only projects that got listed on Coinbase and dumped. That's not true. I remember a lot of coins, the day they hit Coinbase, they dumped. Yeah. I think Cardano hit Coinbase and dumped one day. I think it did. But I've seen a bunch of coins hit Coinbase and dump. Like the day they hit Coinbase, they dump. I've seen it happen 10 or 20 times. I don't mean to waste your time. If you went over Sats yesterday, I appreciate your most valuable asset. Anytime, man. No worries. We'll take a look at it. It didn't look amazing to me from what I remember, but we'll take a look. We'll take a look. Let's take a look at Sats, MYRIA, and AMP. And why are people all about Sats? What is it about this coin that gets you going? Well, I had a huge pump, I guess. There you go. Maybe I did like it. I don't know. So I put it in a flag last night, and it just kept going sideways. So here's the deal. It's pretty smaller market cap. It's more unknown. Like, I don't even know what it is. Definitely has something to do with Satoshis. I'll tell you right now, I see a bit of an Adam and Eve double bottom vibe. When I say vibe, it means it's like it's not perfect, but it's doing the it's that could pump to the upside. That's interesting to me. Something like this, I don't know. The song sounds like it's been going on the whole time, right? It's just like relentless. Just laid back. It's like drum and bass almost. So Satoshi, I don't know what this coin is. Sats, I mean, it has an Adam and Eve double bottom. The thing I don't like about it is it's got no support. It's in price discovery, though. It's up huge from when it first came out. You're like, what is this thing? I got to find out what it is now. I can't just go buy it and not look it up and learn about it. Sats, ordinals. It definitely should have something to do with Sats, you know, ordinals. And this is it right here. Wow, it's got $1 billion market cap already? That just fascinates me. 36 million trading frenzy. Time to dive in. Wow, so ordinals are huge today, 5 hours ago. Ordinals soar by 140% on Binance listing. Buzz, top 120% holders control. Interesting. So Sats ordinals. What is the website on this thing? Does it even have one? Sats is the most memeable meme coin on the Bitcoin chain. All right, so it's a meme coin on Bitcoin. All right, it does nothing. It has no use case. It's just a meme coin on the, but it's the first meme Bitcoin. Like, you know, there was a Pepe on BRC20 though, actually, before Pepe got big. And it did like 100x already, actually. It was pretty big. So it's the first meme coin on, or one of the first meme coins on the Bitcoin, you know. You know, that tells me it may continue to pump with the ordinal idea, AVAX pumping, Sats pumping. And you have to remember, Ordi pumps, right? This will pump. So Ordi will pump. This will pump. You know, you'll get, it's like now I'm drawing a blank. But Ordi will pump because it's with ordinals. Sats will pump. STX will pump. right? ALEX will pump. Everything that's attached to the ecosystem, you have to understand these concepts. The measured move for this thing is 81% gains. Looks like it could continue. I don't like how it has no support at all. And if it loses this level, it has to come right back down on Bart Simpson. High risk coin for sure. And there's another new coin you may have learned. A bunch of new coins we learned about today. Good entry, right? All right, I like this coin a lot. I don't own any of it yet. And you know what? It already blew up. The reason why I didn't own any of it because I wanted to get in. And then the day before I went to get in, it just skyrocketed. Like I went to get in like right here and then it was just gone. And I kind of got tight because I knew about it when I should have been getting in when it was like 0.00 something, you know what I mean? Like half a penny. And it's already gone. It's ripped all the way from 0.00. Like people that got in at 0.001, a tenth of a penny. I mean, they're already up 450%. Some of them up 563%. Kind of crazy, right? So now if it does a 10x, you get a 10x, you don't get a 50x. That always kind of gets me a little depressed. I'm like, kind of wanted to go for the gusto on that, right? So MYRIA does have a target. I like this coin. I like the project. It's got a lot of buzz. Anyone that does gaming covers this coin. Any gaming YouTube channel covers it. They talk about it. We went over it months ago when it first came out. But this thing is hot. And I don't own any. I have no exposure to it. I believe I'm going to build a bag and start buying some MYRIA. Let's take a look at the bigger time frame. If the daily's super beat up, I like to buy when the daily's low. Yeah, that looks interesting to me. Could get sold off. Let's look at the 2-day. 3-day. Looks pretty good on the bigger time frames. 3-hour looks like it's about to get a push too. You know, I'm going to start adding this to my long-term bags. I don't got any MYRIA yet. It is time. Let me see. What is the ticker there? Certain coins you can't buy without a certain thing, you know. Yeah, just MYRIA on MEXC. And I'll show you. You have to use a thingamajiggy to see certain coins you can't see unless you use a thingamajiggy. It's kind of weird. I can't explain it. So it's here, but you can't see it. You know what I mean? But I'll get it. I'll get my hands on it. How else can you get it, too? I can get any coin anyway. That's another thing. Because I have knowledge of DeFi, I can get any coin, honestly. Look, and it's pumped all the way. It's been doing good even today. The only thing is the circulating supply, only 20% is out. That's something that makes me a little weary of it. It's on KuCoin. I can go grab it on KuCoin, MEXC. Interesting. Just want to see where that brings me. Maybe they took it off MYRIA. It looks like it's not on MEXC anymore. You know what I mean? For whatever reason. Just one larger exchange and it will fly. I haven't stopped buying since 00013 and will continue to buy until the price hits 0.5. Fingers crossed for 2025. I mean, he's going to be hard in there. I like buying Phantom for 100 million market cap and seeing it reaching 7 billion. 70x. Yes, MYRIA is the next Phantom of gaming. I'm bearish on MYRIA. It just looks like Gala. That's all. Not even one game yet. I buy GFAL. Huge team. Interesting. MYRIA. Next big gaming coming on Twitter page. Will it be Binance or Coinbase? MYRIA, between this and GFAL to be the next Gala. MYRIA is now open for deposits. Interesting. So I'll have to grab it on the KuCoin. You know what I mean? Which I can do now, which is awesome. Follow me on Twitter at CryptoLifer33. I'd greatly appreciate it. Thank you for the love. VRA getting a little bit of love right now, as you can see. And everybody loves this woman. She's like the #1 fan favorite. Screams tax the rich, but does she have a $67 million net worth on a $285,000 government salary? Yeah, how does she worth 67 mil, but she makes 285,000? Her monthly income is $400,000. $400,000 a month, man. You know what I mean? She bangs in that money, right? Yeah. Look at that. Any government that prevents citizens from transacting peer-to-peer without surveillance is illegitimate. Any politician that advocates for such a world deserves to be ridiculed as the tyrannical clown that they are. Jamie Dimon, agree. Your money is actually theirs. I say that with the utmost sincerity. Any other politician who thinks they can ban P2P Bitcoin, right? She thinks she can ban peer-to-peer Bitcoin, man. What was the most facepalm thing you did before you found Bitcoin? I voted for Elizabeth Warren. Harvard president caught plagiarizing her PhD dissertation. $305 bills in Congress, none of them. She's doing everything she can for the banking system. And she seems like a nice person that means well. That's the problem. And these people pay on your heartstrings. You know what I mean? She doesn't like the blast from the past back when she was Indian. Crazy. Race, American Indian. Warren. Just issued a bill that would impose KYC requirements on non-custodial transactions. A crackdown on criminals mantra that really yet another surveillance bill is disguised. Is a disgrace to Massachusetts and should resign immediately. She expands the coalition of banking committee to support for bill cracking down on crypto's use in the money laundering, drug trafficking, and sanctions evasion. How about the U.S. dollar? You know what I mean? She tabled more than 30 bills in 7 years. 0 has become law. 0. Running Bitcoin. Elizabeth Warren would criminalize these 2 words, right? You're guilty until proven innocent. Must be stopped at all costs. Every Elizabeth Warren sponsored bill. Paraphrased. She bought and paid for by the banks. What a disgrace. The only threat I see to Americans in this video is Elizabeth Warren. So crazy, right? If I was the government, I'd close it down. That's what he said. Bitcoin allows to tell those who wish to control us, like Jamie Dimon and Elizabeth Warren, to go, look, see? Wow. Chamber of Digital Commerce CEO Perian Boring says politicians like Elizabeth Warren and banking executives like Jamie Dimon don't understand blockchain technology, and Americans need to vote for legislators who are more open to cryptocurrency regulation. She lied about being Native American. If she's willing to lie about her own blood just to get ahead, she will lie about anything. All she can do is lie. All we must do is tell the truth. Code is speech. We will win. Amen. Amen. Remember when Gensler's daughter worked for Elizabeth Warren? Wow. Wow. Oh, he's still alive. Oh, he thought he was wasn't gonna make it there. You gotta love that. You gotta love that. Oh my gosh. MYRIA looks like it's about to make a big move. The 3-hour looks great. It's consolidated nicely. You had a low, came down. People bought it up before it hit that low, showing signs of life. Above a high volume node, tight moving averages, possibly 95% gains coming out of MYRIA in the next few days. All right. And I'm going to get my hands on a little bit of MYRIA. See, that's the thing. Do I buy more MYRIA or do I just buy more GFAL? Sorry for the caps lock. I didn't mean to have caps on there. And last super chat, right? One more super chat here before we get out of here. AMP. And what did Bitcoin do the whole day? Just kind of went sideways. See, 41.9. I expect sideways price action for Bitcoin. 41.8, 41.9, 42K. Until we get this meeting. Don't get too crazy. Don't get yourself too amped up. Get it? Amped up? I'm too funny, man. I know. No. Dad joke. Dad jokes of the year, man. Appreciate it. I like what AMP's doing. I want to see it consolidate. If it can consolidate and get tighter in the zone, we have ourselves a bit of a mover to the upside, and we can call it a day. So I'd wait for AMP to go sideways here. I'd put 2 alerts and watch them. And if it doesn't do what I want, then I leave it alone. If it does do what I want, then I trade it in the next couple of days. Simple is as simple does for me for AMP. Back to Bitcoin. What's happening to BTC? Well, we had the nice ripper to the upside. We ripped up. We came down. We seem to be double bottoming and holding some movement here. We had that nice quick scalp trade on the 1 minute. We got some gains. Shout out to anyone that was smart enough to take profits and not, dream a dream, but make it actually happen. So now let's get out of the smaller time frames and see what happened to the 5. And let's get rid of the EMA. We don't need it. But see how the 50's coming for the 200 SMA? It's a really good sign. And so we're looking for some type of consolidation for Bitcoin. Looking for one of these two, a falling wedge, or I'd like this upward sideways price action. And we're looking for price to touch and kiss the 21. The same thing that I go for every single day. I'm watching the 15-minute inside of this flag. If the 15-minute can stay inside the flag, and we get the meeting and it's 3 o'clock, I may take a long at that point. It'll be Wednesday at 3 o'clock. The meeting will be over and we'll be ready to go. I really apologize I can't be there for the meeting. I'm usually there every single time. We get a lot of viewers too. We would have gotten like one of my biggest meetings ever. I'm kind of bummed by it. But at the same time, life beckons. I got things I got to do, so it is what it is. I see a golden cross coming on the 15-minute. Look for the 50 to cross the 200 SMA. As long as price stays above that, we're good to go. Look for price to get back above the 30-minute 200 SMA. That's our next big challenge. We get above that, then we're going for the 1 hour. And then if we get above that, then everything changes and we're kind of right back where we were before. So watch the 15-minute flag here. See how price action interacts with the 21-day moving average. If we go sideways, I think about opening up a long with a stop loss somewhere below the support at 41,700 for Bitcoin. Everybody, thank you so much for being here. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications. You can find out when I post my next video. Remember, if you came to the channel, then you're already doing the right thing. Crypto is life. I love you. I appreciate you. You mean the world to me. Without you showing up every day, I never would have had this channel. I never would have lived the life I live. I would never be this cool guy called the Crypto Lifer. You guys made me cool. You guys made it fun. You guys made this exciting. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. 1,024 people still on the live, 738 likes, $131 in chat revenue. May God bless each and every one of you, and thank you so much for everything. I'll see you tomorrow for another beautiful, amazing, impactful, and grateful live stream. See you tomorrow, everyone. Thank you so much for everything. God bless. We'll be back at it again.